Well, Trace, another big night ahead of us here, and we're making our way through it. And of course, a very, very special guest, I must say. Tonight joining us is Roger Corbett. He's the director of the Academy of Country Music. Now, of course, a lot of people will know the name, synonymous with Australian music, co-songwriter, doing it for a long time. But the Australian Academy of Country Music, 18 years of successful, it's been going for. But listen to these names. People like Samantha and Brooke McClymont, Drew McAllister, Adam Eckersley, Amber Lawrence, all of those, Kaylee Bell. But of course, the names that are really on people's lips at the moment.
Well, the X Factor ones at the moment, Brothers 3, and of course Caitlin Shadbolt doing it out there for the country music industry.
Roger, it must make you greatly proud when you hear that list of names.
It's pretty amazing, and I've pretty much seen every kid come through the Academy. I've been working there since 1997, and had plenty to do with it over the years. And it's fantastic to have seen how all those people have kicked on.
We were just talking before how things have changed over the years. What's the biggest thing that you've noticed the change from 1997 through to today with the Academy and the things and how we're training these children and adults at the same time?
Yeah, well, I've said this a few times, but when we started the Academy, we stayed at this boarding school in Tamworth, the whole lot of us, all the staff and all the students, and it's a great atmosphere up there, and obviously it's got all the facilities we need. But there was, when we started, there was a blue payphone in the hallway, and the kids used to queue up to ring home, and they'd be tearful people breaking up with their boyfriends and, all sorts of things, calls home to mother, and, and now, of course, every one of them's got a mobile phone just glued to their ear the whole time. So that's a real change. I guess the digital world, just like with radio, with like everything else in the music business, the world of digital marketing and social media has really changed how we approach the business and changed the shape of somebody's country music career.
And I think that one of the things that we're noticing with a lot of new artists that come through today and ones that are saying that they've been to the Academy of Music, years ago we would think the Academy of Music, you go down there to Tamworth and you learn how to sing and perform, whereas today it's a whole different ball game, because not only do we have to learn how to present ourselves while we're singing and performing, we have to present ourselves to social media, which is a huge thing that we have to learn, and I suppose it's something else that has to be incorporated into the Academy.
Yes, that's right. Well, I often tell people, because we get 21 senior students and 21 junior students, and sometimes they'll come up to you, or their parents will come up to you and say, how do I find a manager, for myself or my artist? And I say, well, it's pretty easy. You go to the bathroom and you have a look in the mirror, and there it is. There's your new manager. And, you've got to do this stuff yourself. It's self-management these days and self-reliance. And, even when you're, right up there, if you're Pink or Lady Gaga, you're still running your career yourself. And you just have to have a great handle on absolutely every part of your little world. You can't expect somebody else to do it for you. So we do all the performance still and songwriting and guitar playing and, all sorts of, performance-oriented things, chart writing, etc. But then we do a huge week on digital media, self-management, marketing, branding, websites, all those kinds of things, which, some people do fantastically well, and some people go, oh, you know what, that's all too hard for me. It's changed a lot, that's for sure.
It has changed a lot. That might give us a nice segue to play a bit of Bushwhackers music. We might play the good old days and then come back and talk about the good old days on how it all started and the thought process. Here's the Bushwhackers in the good old days, and we're going to find out how the evolution in just a few minutes. We're talking with Roger Corbett here on 104.9 Sunshine FM, Tracy and the Big D. The good old days, that must have some fond memories there too, Roger. But how did it all happen? What was the inception, I think, is probably a lot of people want to find out.
For the Academy? Well,
for the
Academy was started by a fellow called Peter Winkler, who was running a program called the Bondi Wave down in Bondi, which is all city kids and very much to do with sort of rock and all that sort of thing. And I think Dobe and I think Garth Porter may have been involved at the one stage and said, why don't you do something like this for country music? So a few of them got together and they started going into Cal Rossi, and Garth Porter was involved at that stage. And as I say, the rest is history. I think everyone just kind of rang up and applied in those days, and suddenly we started having all these successes. I think we won every Star Maker for about 10 years, came out of the Academy. The first year was Lynn Botel was at the Academy, and she in '97, and she won Star Maker that year. So the next year we had Brendan Walmsley, and obviously my first year at Academy we had Brooke McClymont, Adam Eckersley, Jed Hughes, and these people were just hanging around. And Brendan Walmsley, and fantastic. The talent's just incredible, and you just go, that's amazing.
So back when you're seeing someone like this, can you see? Is it easy to identify star qualities even then?
Well, I tell you what, the first night we get around and we sit around and we talk about what we've all done, and some of these kids have done amazing things in their life already to this point. Some of them have been to America for a couple of times. Some of them have done two and three and four albums already. Some of them have performed all over Australia and supported people like Kernighan and Troy Casadei, etc. And they've all done quite a lot of things. In fact, sometimes the tutors are sitting there going, wow, they've done more than I have in my life. And I think the great thing is they get there and they sit around in this circle and they all listen to each other sing, and they go, wow, this is quite amazing, because I thought I was the only person who did this. And turns out there's all these other talented people in the world. And also, one of the wonderful things that happens at Academy is that people realise that they're not the only person who does this, and that they've got, they're able to sit around and talk about country music, and everybody listens to the same sort of music, and everyone knows who everyone is, and it's a real bonding experience for all of those people just to be surrounded by country music and just enjoy it so much. But when we're sitting around in that circle and you hear kids sing, and you just go, yeah, wow, that's really good, and yeah, wow, that's really good, and then somebody like Brooke McClymont sings, and you just go, oh, wow, that's good, that's real different. And you find the tutors will all just have a little look at each other and go, yeah, that's one to watch right there. And it's like that with all of them. When we heard Sarah Stora's songs, she came downstairs, and we were all sitting on the veranda, just having a pick and a play, and she'd sing one of her quirky little songs. I remember she had a song called Man Trap, I think it was,
yes.
Back in the day, and she would sing that, and we go, wow, that is the cutest, funniest, sweetest little song ever. And I was sitting right there when Garth Porter dragged him over and said, Garth, you've got to hear this girl's songs. She's just out of control. And he just went, wow, that's amazing. And, I was right there when Adam Brand came to the Academy and was talking to the students about his work ethic mainly, which is fantastic. And he met the Sunny Cowgirls, and he and Graham Thompson were there. Met the Sunny Cowgirls, and they just went, wow, we can really do something with these girls. And within a week they were signed and touring with Adam. So it was quite extraordinary to see it happen sometimes.
And that's right. And there's plenty of opportunities going, because applications are open now for singers, songwriters, traditional and new country music, which is very important. Also instrumentalists. And we have the 4 sections, which are your junior, which are 18 years and under. That runs for the 1 week. The seniors over 18 runs for 2 weeks. Instrumentalists, which is interested in working as arrangers, producers, session players, all sorts of things in that one there. And that runs for 1 or 2 weeks. I think
that's 2 weeks. That's the 2 instrumental weeks. Course. Yep.
And then, of course,
we realised we needed to train instrumentalists.
Very much so. And your parent course as well. Can you just quickly let us know about the parent one here? You've got here that you have to have a junior at the Academy. What sort of things are we teaching the parents there?
Well, the parents come along to lots of the digital marketing and media stuff, and they talk to, people who run the venue, run venues and that sort of thing, just to learn how to approach the industry, because the parents are very enthusiastic about their child's talent, and we think it's good to train the parents up about, firstly, don't make mistakes with your kids' future, don't sign a long contract that they can't get out of, which is a really good thing to do, which has happened quite a lot of times.
Great advice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sharks out there, and they say, "Oh, we love your kid. Oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah, we'll make you a star.
Just sign, and you'll make you a star." And the next thing you know, the poor old parents shelling out money, and the kid's getting nowhere. So we advise parents on all those sorts of things and how much money to invest that's realistic and that sort of thing. But they do a lot of the business modules and the branding modules and all that kind of thing with us as well.
Well, the Academies, all the W's, academycountrymusic.com.au. We've been on air for over 6 years, and I'm ashamed to say this is the first time we've had country music royalty of Roger Corbett on the station and on the program.
Sir Roger.
So I would like to think that before 12 months more is up, we can get you back and talk about some of the songs and some of the great songs you've co-written over the years as well. Is that a date, Roger?
That's a date. That certainly is. I also have another hat, which is the vice chairman of the vice chairman of the CMAA. So we're right in the middle of the golden guitars as well. So.
Well, we have heaps to talk about.
Yes, that's right.
We'll have a lot to do, and we look forward to doing it. Roger Corbett, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we might go out with one of the stars you've spoken about.